Lawson, minus Ryan. Pleased to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you, mate.
So he's a bit sick then, you're saying?
He's not very well, yeah. We woke up this morning and he just messaged saying, look, he said I can either come and be all morbid and whatever today and give you all my lurgy, or I can just stay in bed and get better. And we've got a flight to America tomorrow to do some shows, so it's worth him just resting. Hopefully he'll be better for tomorrow.
Absolutely. So this is a promo tour that's going to just take you around to the US pretty much for the first time, a bit of an introduction. So
we're going to Los Angeles, New York and Toronto, and we're doing a show in each of the places, and New York sold out. Yeah. And this is our first promo tour. We've done no promo in America, so it's all off YouTube and Twitter and stuff. So
you've never even been to New York?
I've never been to New York.
Yeah.
We sold out a show there, so I can believe it.
It was the venue that I first saw the John Mayer trio at, and so I was like, if we're going to play a venue, can we please play like that one? And they were like, well, it's quite big, but we'll give it a go. And now we've sold it out, so it's a massive honour to be doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, America's an important market, obviously. Music's massive, and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, good luck with it. Anyway. I mean, Chapman Square was the first debut album. It was top 5, received very well. Were you happy with the reaction?
Yeah, delighted. There was a lot riding on it because we've been writing it for such a long time. We've been together for a band for a good 4 years. So I think when we released it, we were a little bit nervous because we were just making sure we really wanted everyone to connect with it, and it feels like everyone has. It's been brilliant. I mean, as you said, number 4 in its first week, but it's still hanging around now. Went into the top 30 again at the weekend. On iTunes. So yeah, it's great, and we're still selling every week. So it's brilliant for us. So I think we just want to just tour off the back of this album, do as many tours as we can in the UK, Europe, and all over the world, and maybe think about a second album next year or early next year or something.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything pen to paper? I mean, you're very busy at the moment, obviously, but have you written any songs?
Yeah, we're always writing whilst we're away and stuff, and just trying to keep it going really, because that's the good thing about being a band, is that we can sort of we have sound checks and stuff, jam things out and come up with new songs and that, and so yeah, we've got a couple of songs ready. We've decided when to put them on this tour coming. We've got a tour coming up February, March, Chapman Square tour, and we're sort of deciding whether to put some new songs on it, but I think we might land some new ones on it.
Yeah, that'd be always nice to see what sort of reaction they
engage. Yeah.
You never know. But yeah, you famously got your name from the surgeon who operated on your tune, man. But, I mean, so did that actually leave you sort of deaf then? Totally deaf in that ear?
Yeah, completely deaf. Yeah, I'm 100% deaf in this ear. Because to get to the tumour, they had to basically rip out everything that was there in its way, basically. So they took out all my ear canal and everything to get to it, which means I'm never going to get my hearing back in this ear. But I mean, this ear is it's really so sensitive now because it's sort of made up for the other ear being deaf. So it's I don't really notice it that much. You just really have to protect the good ear, because otherwise by the time I'm 40 I could be deaf. So
absolutely. I mean, what about in the studio? Does it present any problems? Stereophonic sounds? I don't know. Whatever.
That's it really. I just can't hear in stereo. So especially if I'm wearing headphones. Obviously, I can't hear things that are panned, which is a bit annoying. I just hear everything in mono.
You were saying the other day you listened to some of his favourite albums and just put the right headphone in the left ear, and it sounds like a different album. Because there's so many different guitar parts and keys parts,
and especially
on the right.
A Beatles fan as well. The Beatles had some crazy things left and right.
Sometimes it's just lead vocal. Just in the left ear.
It's true.
So I'm is this just the instrumental version or what? Change the other ear and then I can hear his vocal and that. But it's with country music as well. A lot with country music, it's panned so hard left and right sometimes. That, I was listening to Lady Antebellum album the other day and I put the right earphone in just to see if it was any different. As you say, guitar parts I've never heard before, new piano lead parts.
It's quite nice, really, a whole new world of music.
Brilliant, yeah. Really enjoyed listening to it.
I mean, to be honest, sometimes I turn off the right and the left just to hear the difference, and it's just amazing sometimes.
It is, yeah. It's mad.
Yeah, a bit. And don't know about Officer to America. Obviously, what is that? Is that the best thing you're looking forward to in 2013?
I'd say we're probably looking forward to the UK tour a little bit more, just because it's bigger venues and it's such a longer tour. Because the US tour, it's not really a tour; it's only kind of 3 shows. If it was 20 dates, that'd probably be what we'd be most excited about. Because it's so short, it's probably the UK tour definitely that we're looking forward to the most.
I mean, you've supported the Wanted on a couple of tours already. You're good mates with them, I think. Will Young, Avril Lavigne, if I can say that. Do you take the tour lifestyle to heart? Party time sort of thing, or you're quite good.
We're quite good, in all honesty. I think we're quite like at the end of tours, it all goes to pot.
Oh yeah,
like the biggest night in the history of like you feel the reverberations throughout the whole planet.
Yeah.
But
towards the end,
but we're quite good on tour. We stay pretty sober.
For me, it's like
for you, it is. I tend to drift a bit sometimes.
Yeah, I can be a drift.
Me and you are drifters.
Yeah,
you are the drifters.
Thing is for me, I've got two ways of looking at it. Right, I can either be on bang on form on stage and really enjoy the gig and think, yeah, vocals feel great. Or I can have a big night out, enjoy the night out, but then when I get on stage think, I'm struggling a bit here in terms of reaching those high notes. And I think for me, I prefer the buzz I get on stage so much when I'm on form that I feel like I don't really have to drink and go out and party, because the feeling is that good on stage anyway when you're singing in front of thousands of people, that when you come off stage you just want to chill out, relax and just like take it all in and just bathe in the fact that you've had an amazing gig.
And play FIFA on the tour bus.
Yeah, just chill out on the tour bus, play FIFA, watch movies, and then...
Who's the best? FIFA?
It's me on the last one.
Yeah, I think
the last one.
I think you and then
take
me,
on the new one as well.
and then you and Ryan fighting for third and fourth.
I think on that tour, I think all three of us were. You were much better than me last night, but on that tour,
I think I still held my own odds.
Did you?
You're going to start a fight at the band here.
We'll have a league. We'll have a league.
Yeah,
we'll
have to.
It's 20 dates, this new tour, and it's a lot
can change.
time on the...
It's a long season. It's a long season, and it can change.
You're only as good as your last game.
Exactly.
I beat you like 7 or 8
You did.
last night, so.
And the new single, Learn to Love Again, it's a fourth single from Chapman. And I mean, can we expect 5, 6, 7 and 8?
If we had it our way, yeah.
We'll
probably, I think this will be the last single off this album. We might do like a repack of the album, which a lot of people are doing these days, where you get more out of the album, but you just add like 3 or 4 new songs on some live tracks. So we might do that maybe and release a completely new single that no one's heard.
Because as you were saying earlier, we want to tour it all over the world and want to like sort of make the most out of this album. Because we've been together for so long and put so much like time and effort into it and stuff. We don't want to just sell it short and put another album out. So yeah, I think do a couple more songs, add some newer songs to it, and then maybe do it, like you say, do a second album.
Second repack, and then another tour off the repack maybe.
Yeah, why not? Absolutely. Squeeze everything out.
Exactly.
You can, and it's good enough, that's for sure. I mean, Taylor Swift, she's a fan and both an inspiration. What sort of advice has she given you as a fan?
She actually said it happened at Jingle Bell Ball just before Christmas, and we didn't even know she was there. We came off stage on the biggest buzz anyway, because we just played the O2 Arena, so you get a pretty big buzz from that. We came off stage and she came straight up to us, said she was there watching, and she like loved the band. She said she like watched all the YouTube videos and the Vivo making of the album and stuff, and her advice was that her favourite song is Standing in the Dark, and that she reckons we should release that in the US first as the first single for the US market. So for that to come from her, obviously she's done so amazing around the world, especially in America, like it was a massive thing for her to say. So I think we'll definitely keep that in mind when we go into discussions with the US label.
Yeah,
it'd be quite a cool thing to put out the bag that, well, Taylor Swift thinks we should release Standing in the Dark.
Do well, we can blame her.
Yeah, we'll blame Taylor Swift.
That's true. Anybody else, musician-wise, that has given advice that you've taken for granted?
Jessie J.
Yeah. Gary Barlow, did some writing with Gary Barlow. And
great stuff.
I think most of the advice you get off people is just like people just say just to enjoy it. It's like just really make the most, and as you just said then, just try and wring every little last bit out of it as you can. It's really milk it. And I think Gary, obviously he's in an amazing position to give advice, because he's now a world-class songwriter, musician in probably one of the most successful bands in the world, but obviously has also been at the point where no one knows the band, maybe struggling a little bit as well, take that the early days. So I think he's the best person to sort of take advice from, and he just said, in our first few years being together, we just enjoyed ourselves, and he said that's the best thing you can do.
Yeah, brilliant. Talking of enjoying yourself, how's it going with Katherine Jenkins?
It's been a long time since someone asked me about that, actually. No, I haven't spoken to Katherine in months, actually. No, the last time I seen her was at V Festival, and we had a bit of a flirt and that night, but that was all that happened. Nothing else.
It just
really
gets blown out of all proportions.
It does, yeah. Well, yeah, we had a little bit of a flirt, and that was it. But I mean, people wrote on Twitter that they'd seen us kissing and stuff. And They literally must have made it up because that's in my dreams, you know what I mean?
I think you would have remembered that.
Yeah, I definitely would have remembered kissing. I was drunk, but I would have remembered that. But yeah, we had a little flirt that night, and she said she was a big fan as well. She had our song on her iPod and stuff, which was quite flattering.
For a gym playlist, so she
said she works out with us every day, so I think that's a good enough image in all of our heads.
No, sounds good. What other sort of celebrities, you know, would you like to be romantically involved with, let's say?
There's quite a lot, isn't there?
There's got to be a few.
How long have you got? How long's left on the camera?
We just mentioned Taylor Swift, that'd be nice.
Top 3.
Katy Perry would be my number 1.
Yeah, Katy Perry's a big one.
She's seen John Mayer at the minute, which is a bit...
Yeah.
Mila Kunis.
Yeah, Mila Kunis.
I like Zoe Deschanel. She's like...
Yeah.
She's new girl, yeah?
Yeah, new girl.
Nice,
She's a new girl.
Yeah, brilliant.
Good stuff. And but you did Tina Park along with V last year as well. So what can we expect festival-wise this year?
We've just literally announced today that the first festival we're doing this year is Isle of Wight, which
yeah,
we didn't do last year, so it's a new one for us. I think we're doing
Bon Jovi headlining that.
Yeah,
the Killers.
Stone Roses.
Big inspiration.
We're on the Killers Day, I think, which is great news
Yeah.
for us. We can stick around and watch them.
Always get a good lineup down there. Fantastic. One of the best festivals, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
It's always looks great. Yeah, so we're doing that, and then hopefully in a couple of weeks' time we can announce some more. But hopefully there'll be quite a few throughout the summer because festivals, again, it's one of our favourite things to do because we're big musos as well. We love watching bands, and it's such a great excuse to see some of your favourite bands and chat to them backstage and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the crowds we get at festivals, like last year, especially at V, was one of our biggest festivals we've done so far, and we were first on the tent stage. So it's a big old tent because we're first on at midday, the second day, and a lot of people have been drinking the night before, and we were a little bit worried if we were going to get a full crowd or not. And the stage manager kind of said, like, normally about 12 you probably have it quarter full if you're lucky, which is still still about 4,000 people. So we're like, oh, we'll take that, we're happy with that. But then the gates suddenly opened and we just heard this roar, and the tent just filled up within about 5 minutes before we went on stage. Then it totally full. And normally at our gigs, because we've got quite a lot of young girl fans at some of our earlier gigs, it's quite like a high-pitched scream, but this time was the first time we've experienced like a football stadium roar. And you walked on because there's blokes there as well and stuff, and we came on and it was full 15,000 people just roaring, and it was wicked.
We kind of had to, I think festival season, we kind of had to show our worth a little bit, because I think a lot of people kind of when we first came out thought, oh yeah, these 4 guys, boy band and whatever, and I think festival season was our way of saying like, no, we can actually play. And we did Hard Rock Calling with Bruce Springsteen, and obviously it pretty much sold out when they only knew that Bruce Springsteen was playing. So we went on stage to a load of like hair metal, like not hair metal, but like hairy rockers and stuff. And everyone was like really into it because obviously we're doing like guitar solos and stuff. And
it's quite rocky live.
It was we do rock it up when it comes live. It's like big guitars and stuff, and it's a lot more about guitars than that.
Yeah.
So, it was good. Loved it.
Brilliant stuff. And for somebody, thanks a lot for your time, by the way. It's fantastic. But for somebody just sort of getting into Lawson, what would you say? 3 tracks they've got to check out that sort of sum you up.
I think Standing in the
Darks. I'd say that's like that typifies Lawson. Like the best way possible.
Yeah, the kind of more rocky side of things. Say Gone, which is track 2 on the album.
And then Learn to Love Again. I'd say. Would you not say?
I don't know whether Learn to Love Again typifies the sound.
It doesn't really.
Learn to Love Again, our latest single, is a bit of a new sound for us. I like it. I like the direction. We're sort of going in a new direction, a little bit more Coldplay-esque maybe.
I don't
know whether that typifies Lawson as such. I don't know really. It's a tough one. I think Standing in the Dark definitely. When She Was Mine as well. It's quite Lawson, isn't it? Our first single, When She Was Mine.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think Chapman Square in general is quite. There's a running theme, amongst the songs. It's a bit of a heartbreak album, but it's got a niche sound. I don't really think many artists are doing it at the minute. I think like once you hear it, it's like you can tell it's a Lawson song, because I don't think many bands are sort of doing what we're doing at the minute. So
Okay, fantastic. Anything else to say to Music News watchers?
Come and check us out. Come and check us out on tour next month, February and March, Chapman Square tour. We start off in Manchester on the 21st, finish in Dublin at the end of March. So
thanks to everyone that's bought a ticket so far, and hopefully if you haven't, we'll see you there.
Cheers.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot for your time. Cheers. It's been great.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good luck in America.
Bless you.
Thanks. Cheers.
Awesome. It's nice not to get asked questions about Justin Bieber, isn't it?